What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so I have some devastating news report out of Houston for any Houston Rocket fan. So Sham Charania of ESPN has reported that starting Houston Rockets point guard Fred VanVleet has suffered a torn ACL. I'm assuming this has come during practice. As we all know, practice or training camp should have been starting up just about right now. So apparently he suffered a torn ACL and potentially he'll be out for the rest of the season. Now, for what I've seen with torn ACLs, and look, I'm not a doctor, but I'm just going by what I have seen doctors say about torn ACLs. Even with the technology of today, even with the advancement in medicine and advancement in surgery techniques, it seems like at best you're talking about an 8-month window between injury and return to competitive play. That would push at best his return to sometime in May, which would be, if they're lucky, during the postseason. All right. Now, of course, best wishes to his recovery. But, you just got to chalk this up to Kevin Durant being a bad luck, schlep rock type dude, man. He's cursed. He's a loser. He is a curse and a bane to every franchise he's played with. All right. It's becoming more and more apparent who the real problem is and problem was when it comes to Kevin Durant and past situations. Okay. When Kevin Durant was playing with the Oklahoma City Thunder and when he departed in 2016, the media made it seem like it was Russell Westbrook's fault. And don't get me wrong, Russell Westbrook is a guy that could be very frustrating at times with some of the things he do on the basketball court as far as turning the ball over, right? The missed shots, I think you kind of live with at times. But the turnovers, yeah. But I just think to remember when Kevin Durant left that team in free agency, the media said that that team will win no more than 30 games. What happens? Russell Westbrook goes out, had one of the great individual seasons of all time. That team was the sixth seed. I think they won like 47 games. Now, and it's funny that in hindsight now, people like to say, oh, that team only won 47 games. But going into that season, they were only supposed to win 30-something games. 30 games to some people, right? See how expectations change? But other guys, when they lose a player like Kevin Durant of his so-called caliber, the media makes an argument to make sure you give that guy credit for being shorthanded and putting up big numbers. I'm not saying no numbers, but I'm talking about a guy that owns horses and lives in Europe. But anyway, I digress. The only time that Kevin Durant ever won a goddamn thing is when he was with a team where the deck was stacked so high in his favor, he had no choice but to win. But even from a wins and losses perspective, he underperformed. The year before they acquired him, the Warriors won an NBA record 73 games. His first year there, they won 67 games. I don't know about your math, but that's a loss of 6 games. And then his second year there, if I'm not mistaken, they lost fewer games. I think it was like down to 65 games. And then his third and final year, they were down to 57 games. Now, yeah, they lost some bench power, but with that starting lineup, how you not still winning 60-some games every year? Mid to upper 60s. But anyway, after he leaves his cheat code of a team who told him, Draymond Green, especially to his fucking face, that we won before you and win after you, which they did. He then tries to form a super team in Brooklyn and fails miserably. Right? Didn't even get to a conference finals with that team, if I remember serving correctly. He forces a trade from that team. Then, of course, goes to Phoenix. Forms another super team. Guess what? He fails with that team. epically. And the media gives him no smoke for that. None. None. He gets no smoke for failing on a super team. So how they do? Some players get to put up numbers and lose and be called top 10 all-time players by dudes with cassava melons for fucking noses and a forehead like a windshield wiper, and Stephen A. Smith. But other players, you know what I'm saying, they get penalized because they couldn't beat a Boston Celtics team back in the 60s that had seven All-Stars, 7 Hall of Famers on one roster. So now he's with a Houston Rocket team. A Houston Rocket team that they said was just one superstar away from being a contender. One superstar away from being an all-time great team. Well, I'm not going to say all-time great, but definitely being a championship contending team, right? Amir Doka, great coach. We all know that. We know he got wrongly fired by the Boston Celtics. Kevin Durant for Draymond Green. That's supposed to be the elixir for this Rocket team offensively. Now what happens? Because he's such a bad luck schlep rock, Fred VanVleet, before the season even starts, is out for the season. So Kevin Durant, can you step it up and take on the challenge of shouldering the offensive burden for this club? Can you do that since you're a top 10 all-time player according to Stephen A. Smith? Or will the media give you more excuses? Well, I mean, you can't expect KD at age 37, man. He's 38. Can't expect him to do X, Y, Z. Why the hell I can't? Y'all say he top 10. Shit, Steph Curry doing it. Why Steph Curry can do it at age 37, 38, but this nigga can't do it. I'm starting to look at Steph Curry a little differently, man. Steph Curry's shouldering a lot of goddamn burden. And, he's not a lockdown defender, but he's still putting out effort on that end. So other dudes, because they old, supposedly, even though they're using goddamn vibranium and get away with it, they get excuses for not playing defense. Now, on this motherfucking channel, you don't. Anyway, the curse of Kevin Durant strikes again. The Rockets are doomed. KD is overrated. And I'm done.